Well. Welcome everyone. This is Elsa 932 on YouTube. We are here for a night of the Seven Kingdoms. And if you missed it, it came out last Friday. I like that. I like that release date. That gave me a whole lot more time to digest it. Can we have the Super Bowl then every Sunday? But thank you all for being here. Thank you. Come on in, grab a seat, stand up. We have a show for you today. We have a lot to unpack. But we are getting closer and closer to the battle. Okay, closer and closer to the battle. Trey, how you feeling? I see you're in your vestments, Lord Snow. Oh no, not yes, it's Lord Snow. I forgot, you're not a knight, but you are certainly a lord.
I don't know two knights among you.
I'm sorry. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. Oh my word. Hey, Jaguar Actual. Oh my word. Are there no true knights among you? Oh wow. Okay, I see what type of time you on.
This hit me in the feels. I ain't gonna lie. It round the clock's back. It round the clock's back for me. Old school Game of Thrones days, those first few seasons. And this is just me just being a book reader, seeing the things that I read as a kid and getting older as an adult, going back through them again and seeing them come to life. You're like, oh, it hit me in the books when you read it, and it hits you so hard when you see it on screen. I'm not gonna lie, I almost teared up. I was like, they were coming. Woo!
Welcome on in, everyone.
I was trying to look up to see how much a horse costs.
How much does a horse cost? You want an actual horse to be on here?
I'm gonna buy me a Thunder.
Oh Lord! Why don't you? Why don't you go? What was Sweetfoot? Go find a Sweetfoot. But you know, these days Sweetfoot means something different.
Yeah, true. But you know, I'm looking for a war horse, not a Boar's pony. Okay, a war horse. We need a war horse. Ah, yes, that apple. Woo.
A lot of people sold a whole lot of stuff this episode. Okay, this is definitely a good pacemaker to get you to the build up to the battle. And because it's a build up, we got to start at the lowest of the low. Okay, we got to start at the lowest of the low. Okay. Oh, you finally got your husband to catch up, Simplistic Grace? Well, you know what? That's what we wives are here for, to make sure that they're on the right track. Dunk is in a cell. Okay. We're looking up at the sky. This time ain't no falling stars. It's a cell. He is enclosed. What does that do to a hedge knight that he is now indoors, enclosed, and don't have freedom of movement?
What does that do to a man locked up for doing the right thing?
Well, that is an added caveat. Okay. That is a correct crush. Okay. Baylor, that is a correct crush. Okay. There are nothing there is a lie told. I mean, Baylor, yes, he is fine. Fine as all get out.
I don't think he found all that, but he's my dude. That's my guy. That's my guy. I'm gonna lie.
He's your guy for different reasons. Okay.
I follow Baylor. If he say, "Hey, we're going to the pits of hell," I'm mounting up with him. Let's go. Okay. We're gonna be all right.
I'm sorry, Absence. I'm sorry. Yes, it's too soon. It's too soon. I can't give a preemptive, thing. Yes, it was a great episode. Hey, Lotus, good to see you. Now, Egg walks in. This is, I should say Egon walks in.
Drippy.
Dressed in all black with his red sash and tells the servants, leave the food.
You may go. Leave the food and go. Drippy. Real drippy.
I was like, daggone it. Wait a minute. You have just put on the cloak of the Targaryens and you are mighty Mighty comfortable, but he says, my uncle says I must beg your forgiveness for lying to you.
Mm. Mm.
My uncle said, not I am sorry, sir, for lying to you. My uncle sent me and said, I must beg your forgiveness for lying to you.
And I think that's why Dunk laid into him a little bit. Your uncle had to send you to do it? No, 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 no. It's time to take you to task a little bit. You're my squire. I gotta take you to task a little bit. You lucky he didn't get a clout in the ear. Like for real, for
Well,
real.
well, he couldn't in the position he was in.
Yes, it could. That's his squire. Still.
Yes, but he is still a Targaryen. He has unfinished business from hitting another Targaryen. He don't want to hit another.
What? He done proved later on the episode. He like, what? They gonna kill me once. So what? I like
Well,
smacking Targaryens. He's the Targaryen smacker.
now what I would have done is use the same hand because you can't cut off the same hand twice. Okay.
Smacked up, buddy.
But Dunk
Oh
says
my
you lied
god.
to me about everything, including your name.
Mm,
And that's when
mm.
Egg goes to the floor and he hugs his knees and he gets in a very childlike pose. And
Mm-hmm.
he says,
You know,
Dunk wants to know
mm-hmm.
why. And we
Was it a
find
Jake?
out that Darion is the one who shaved his head.
Shit night. Excuse my language.
We find out that the brother wanted to be in hiding. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we can't hide with your blonde hair,
Mm-hmm.
out and about. So I want to know, did Egg allow for it or was he reluctant?
It might have. I don't think he was reluctant. Actually,
But
I
he
don't think he
wanted to
was too.
go. He wanted to
He
go
did.
tournament.
He did. But the only way I say he wasn't too reluctant because he was playing the role of that stable boy a little too well. Just a
Understood.
little too well. You know, just,
But why would I hide from the people when I want to go to the tournament?
he was following his brothers. You know,
Okay.
except to say you're supposed to love your brothers. So his brother say do this, he gonna do what his brother says. And it's the brother he actually kind of likes.
Right. That is
What
we're gonna find out about this brotherly love later. Okay.
he got opinions on Darren, but he doesn't hate his brother. He does that brother. He doesn't hate Darren.
Right.
Darren treats him nice.
You knew it was wrong. That's why you lied.
Mm. You got to put bass in your voice. You knew what's wrong. That's why you lied. Woo! If I got surround, I was home. I was actually home to watch this show, and I have a little bit of surround sound, and that thing reverberated. That bass reverberated while I felt it. I said, "Ooh," but he deserved it. Nah, bro, you lied. You got to acknowledge that you lied, and you got to look at the consequences of your lie. You're a squire training to be a knight. Knights are not supposed to lie.
Well, Egg was disappointed. He wanted, to be somebody's squire and go to the tournament. Dunk said, you would have served a donkey as a squire if you could. I said, daggone it.
That was woo.
You would have served a jackass.
And that needed to be said. Because Egg said first, I just wanted to be someone's squire. No, that's not how you're supposed to think. So you just want to serve a donkey? You're lucky, even though Dunk says it was just a bit of misfortune that they ended up together. Honestly, you're lucky that he was the one who came along. Someone who actually has a decent heart, decent sense. I don't say common sense. That's a whole other thing. But he has decent sense. Just a good person. Because his sir trained him to be whatever you might want to say. His sir trained him to be a decent person.
Mm-hmm.
That's important. God, that's important. Mm-hmm.
So, Dunk says, my uncle wants to see you. And he's like, once you finish your meal, and Dunk is like, I'm ready now. I already kicked one prince. I can't leave another one waiting.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Don't
So
forget to dry your
Baylor,
eyes. Don't forget to dry your eyes. Over here crying in the corner. Nah, dry your eyes, boy. Ain't no child tears about to get. Ain't no child tears about to escape the reprimand you about to get right now. Nah, dry your eyes.
anyway, once we got to the Lord's chambers, because since the Targaryens are there, Lord Ashford has to give up his chambers. Okay, Targaryens are there. At the Lord's chamber, Baylor is looking mighty fine under candlelight. Ladies, please feel free to acknowledge how good Baylor was looking. Okay,
He don't look good. He looks stressed. This man looks stressed.
he is stressed, but he still look good doing it. Okay,
Like,
okay,
man, I gotta
stop
deal with
it,
this.
stop it,
He's like, I gotta
stop
deal
hating
with this.
Lord Snow.
I ain't hating. I'm sympathizing. I'm sympathy. And I don't do much sympathy. I have empathy for people. I don't do much sympathy for people
Right,
because most
he
people
looked
don't deserve it.
fine. He looked
So I
fine under that
sympathize with him.
candlelight.
He got to deal with this farce of a bull crap. I'm like, what? This is stupid.
Right?
Oh,
Salt and pepper Grand man, the character is my type. Right. Thank you, Ab Sands. Let the ladies have a moment to acknowledge Baylor. Come on now.
I got one
So
break coming in.
so Dunk comes in and he kneels and Baylor tells him rise. And Baylor says, pour Dunk a cup and try not to spill it on him.
Oh, good old Dunk.
That was a moment because Dunk spoke up and said, the boy won't spill it. He's a good boy and a good squire.
Came to his rescue. Even Egg had to look back. Like, oh, that was so sweet. I can reprimand you, but you still my squire. I gotta have you back. You know what I'm saying? You deserve a clout in the ear, but I got you.
If I got a pic of him, I'll put a picture of him in the post. I'll see about getting a picture. Baylor is a fine, looking man. Okay. Yes, we can see how much it meant to Egg that Dunk would even say that because his uncle is here, and his uncle only it's been 2 weeks, maybe that he hasn't seen it, and he says try not to spill it.
Yeah. No, it's probably only been about 5 days. Because remember, there's 4 days prior to the end, and they left maybe a day or so before. So this has been happening a good solid week.
But we don't know how far. Oh, I can't remember how far in advance that Egg went ahead of the party.
I think it was a day. If I'm correct, Darian and Egg, they left about a day ahead.
Okay.
They head down there.
But his uncle thinks that he, will spill the wine and be clumsy and whatever, and Dunk has to speak up for him. Now, Baylor says, Egg, you should have come to me. When they were doing that to the young puppeteer, the actress, Tinsdale, you should have come to me. Egg wanted Dunk to end his brother. And Baylor is like, he is your brother. We must love our brothers. And
that's
he
what
sends
the Septums
Egg
say.
away. The Septums say you must love your brothers. He didn't say I say you must love your brothers.
The Septums say we must love our brothers.
The Septums.
That was a poignant point he said. That was a poignant thing he said.
It is because he's saying, hey, in this family, we really don't love them, and we're gonna call to the sept. We're gonna call to the
call on Jesus.
Call to the faith. The faith say you gotta love your brothers. And it's interesting because the relationship between the Targaryens and the faith.
Yeah. It's interesting that you brought that up. By this time, it is a bit stronger.
Yes.
It's a lot. Actually, since Baylor's time, after he ruled, it became a lot stronger. This is the main reason why they started really following the Faith of the Seven, because of Baylor and some of the stuff he instituted. And that's Baylor the Blessed.
Right. Now Baylor says a line to Dunk. You want to say it for us since you are reverberating today?
Which one? He said a bunch of lines.
How good of a night are you, Sir
Duncan? How good of a night are you? Oh, he did say beforehand, one may not intend harm, but to do harm.
Yeah, he said I would Dunk, but I didn't mean to.
That thing hurt. Hey, that was a poignant statement he made. I was like, that's true, bro. You may not mean it, but you did it.
See, I just wanted to get to how good of a knight are you, Sadunk.
Leave us, Aegon. As you will, your grace. You see how he walked out?
Yes.
Like Prince Aegon and Egg are two different people. Like,
Right.
yo, and he walked out straight back, hands behind your back, walking. As
Yes,
you will, your grace.
he's no longer Squire. And that was no longer, he didn't direct him as his uncle because, again, the tones have changed
Yes.
between them in just that simple conversation. 1 minute is, I'm your uncle, you should have come to me. The next minute, be gone.
Yeah.
And that's
Gotta
a
get
code
out.
switch. That's Egg's code switch. And I'm like, daggone it. That's very strange.
It wasn't. It wasn't strange to me. It was one of those situations. Egg, yes, I'm your uncle, and I know, I understand why you did what you did, but the fact still remains, it still caused consequences to be had.
Right.
It because he was correct. Even though I get Ed's point, it was no time. I get you, but you even egg, even though it was in the panic, egg fully understood. I probably should have ran to my uncle first because he's the only one that could probably handle this, and it won't be any extras afterwards. It could be handled much better.
Prince to prince.
Yes, actually handed the king to Prince. Like, nah.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. And it could be uncle to nephew. I
Yeah,
mean,
he had the authority. He definitely
right.
had the authority to actually do something about it. Because playing it forward, don't goes, wouldn't you have done the same thing? I might have. But I'm a prince of the realm, not a
Right.
hedge knight. Oh.
That's why when he first asked him, how good of a knight are you? He's like, hey, I was taught sword and shield and how to tilt at rings. Now, y'all, I want to make sure y'all understand what tilt at rings mean, okay? That's an event that's consistent of knights on horseback galloping towards a suspended ring at full speed, and the object is detached or carried on their lances. Basically, they're running to it and they're trying to catch the ring at the tip of their lance and then ride away at top speed. Okay.
And it's meant for two things specifically: practicing for jousting events, of course, because it's a position game. Can you precisely hit this ring at full gallop with a heavy lance, shield holding on, and keeping the reins to your horse? It's a precision game. And number two, it's for practice of war, because when you switch to wartime, you're not holding a tourney lance, which I'm not going to say what other type of lance you get. They're going to go over that probably next episode. It's really a practice for war, because you got to do the same thing when you're in war.
Over and over and over
Again.
again. Now, Baylor warns Dunk that the puppeteer story will be spun into high treason since a dragon is a symbol of the royal family. Okay. She is innocent, but the play was not wise. While Targaryens are in the midst, but it will be seen as a veiled attack to the Targaryens. Now, Baylor never answers if he believed it was more than a play.
Yeah, I think his look said it though.
Yes, his looks did say, but he never said it.
Yeah, he gave a lot of looks. Like, I feel you, bro, but this is still the situation we got to deal with. Okay, I got problems. Okay,
I feel you, but this ain't it.
I'm with you, but bro, it was one of the. And I was waiting to bring it up probably later on, like this episode, when they did that play. Even in the books, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, when I first, years ago, when I first read this story, and they're doing the play and the dragon and the Prince of the Mirror Shield. It's a famous history, but at the time, I'm thinking, I'm like, should y'all be doing this play? I don't know. I'm reading the book. I'm thinking this, like,
not a wise time.
Sometimes you got to think about this stuff. Like, granted, it's just a regular play, but sometimes you can say a lot with your production. Okay.
Right. It's also teaching people how to defeat dragons.
Wait a minute. That's not good. It's not good.
So, so Baylor said it is not wise to strike the king's grandson.
It's not.
I was like, it kind of brought me to mind a Game of Thrones, like, oh God, I want to say Marjorie was saying it. You know, it's kind of like when someone says something that is just monotone. It's not wise
Mm-hmm.
to do this.
I'm glad you did it, but it wasn't smart.
Right. It wasn't wise. He's like, you know, he would have done the same, but he's a prince of the realm. He is the hand of the king, and Dunk is but a hedge knight.
Mm-hmm. The problem.
But Dunk asked a serious question. Don't all knights make the same oath to protect the innocent?
Another look. Another look. I feel you, bro. I feel you. But dog.
We all, but even though we're saying the same oath, every sword that taps our shoulder ain't the same. And that's what I thought he was going to say.
I thought he was gonna go into more like, listen, bro, I feel you, but we still live in Westeros. We still have a hierarchy here. Okay? Like, no. No. It's almost like in real life, you see two kids acting up, or you see a kid acting up. Do you yourself chastise the child in the moment, or do you go to that child's parent? What's the situation? Or who are you to that child? Are you a stranger? Are you a cousin, uncle? What's going on here? Do you have permission to even talk to that child? Where is the parent? That plays a part. And then way on the other side of the house or on the other side of the store, what do you do? What do you say? How far do you go?
It's a prince of the realm.
That makes it even worse. Just in this context, this just makes it worse. But it's the same. It's the same notion. You know this child need a clout in the ear. But if you do this,
There are consequences.
it could be consequences depending on who that parent is and how they handle things.
Well, Baylor says that Arian wants your head, but I won't allow it without a trial. Okay. Darian says that you kidnap Egg. The council will be stacked against you. And not only did you hit, but you kicked Arian. So you may lose a hand and a foot.
You kicked him too, didn't you? Yes, I did. It was a funny look he gave Dunk when he said that. You kicked him too, didn't you? Yeah, I did. It almost like he was waiting to see how honest he was going to be.
Right, and that's what I thought. I have that in my notes. He admitted it. He didn't lie. He was straightforward, and I think Baylor especially respected that.
Yeah, I kicked that. I kick it again. Yeah, what? Oh God! On the 7. What's up?
If he was in front of me right now, he'd get another one. I mean, it was like, do you have no, you know, I appreciate you ain't lying to me, but do you not have any self-preservation? Meaning that if Baylor wasn't who he was, he could have been like, I can handle you right now.
Bruh, you did the crime. And just to let y'all, let's get this out there. Yes, it is a crime. It's actually in legislation in Westeros, written down in laws. It is a crime to lay hands on royalty.
Yes.
Unless you're royalty. Matter of fact, the funny thing was, it would have been better if Egg would have go found one of the other King's guards to go handle that. That still would have been a better option.
Yes, a King's guard, not the regular guards that Jon had that night with him, but one of the King guards in their white. Okay,
still would have been a better option. Yeah, still would have been a better option.
Yes, because they would have been at least a little confused. I would at least take an area, you know, away from the area.
They do have the right to stop
Yes.
certain things from happening if it's going to leave the royal family in harm. Yeah, bro, no, stop. We got to get you out of here. Stop what you're doing. They do
Right.
have the right to do that, to interfere like in that way.
Because I didn't understand why Tansdale and the rest of them didn't just breathe some more fire breathing dragon stuff to, like when he was approaching her.
Yeah,
But
that'd be even worse. Now you trying to burn the prince of the realm? Oh no.
I'm trying to prove, just like Game of Thrones, he is no dragon. Fire cannot harm a dragon.
You know what? And other things can harm you too. So guess what? You done out here. You lucky you get away with your fingers broke. Okay? Okay? It just wasn't wise. That's all I'm saying. What wise?
So Baylor asked again, how good of a knight are you, Sir Dunk?
Truly. Truly. How good are you? What those hands do? What them hands do, bro?
But do you think that Baylor knows that Dunk can't read or know the options available to him? That's why he brought him into that,
Well,
room so he could talk to
probably
him or
so.
tell him.
After their first meeting, you could tell a lot about Dunk. He pretty much read him down. This is a good lad. He's a good lad, but freshly new to like it. Which let me go ahead and break this up now. Okay, I watch other channels and with their reactions and stuff like this to the show. It's a favorite pastime of mine. And one thing I've noticed, especially for like most people going to be the non-book readers, whatever. One thing I've noticed, they people are still questioning or still want to know if Dunk was knighted or not.
Because
And
it's ambiguous.
I get it, but I had to answer. I had to get in the comment on one live and answer the question. I had the specific answer. I say, hey, at this point, does it even matter? It doesn't.
To you, it doesn't, but for us, it does.
No, for the story, it doesn't matter
It
because
does.
at the point where he actually meets Baylor and Baylor acknowledges so all in the penitentiary, and then he starts calling him Sir Duncan thereafter. Oh, it's done. You're a knight. You're going to get treated like a knight. You're going to be talking to you like a knight. You don't
But
have no
Trey,
proof it happened. We have no proof that it happened here or otherwise. There's none. But the robin in the tree.
The robin that was in the tree after, Sir Penny was buried already.
I get you.
Okay, so it matters to me because it means, his stuff is based on a lie too.
Get you. And I understand that. For the
Now he
story there.
eventually become acknowledged as a knight. I can get with that. But was he knighted the traditional way?
And we're never going to know.
Ever.
Ever. I'm telling you that right now, y'all. We're never going to know. And that's why I make this point. It's never going to matter. It only mattered up until he met Baylor in that chamber and the rest of them. But after that, it don't matter because the Prince of the Realm and the Hand of the King just acknowledge you. Yes, I knew Sir Alan Penitentiary, met him before. He seemed like a good, honorable man. He said he knighted you. Okay, good to go. Get your own arm, sir. Keep it moving.
Well, I
It's
had to give you a little
like
pop
that.
quiz. Okay. A
What's
little
up?
pop quiz. And then I can say, okay, you all right with me. But later on, we don't know how much later, if we just walked into the room, there's a council room to discuss what to do with Duncan. He is standing in front of the table. At the table, Arian is crushing nuts with the hilt of his knife. Bam! Bam! Irritating his father, Makar. Okay?
Man, Baker was over it. He was over it, okay?
Because remember, he had gone to find his other son, drag him back drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's missed a whole bunch of stuff. And now I come here to find out Egg been here. And it's this hedge knight, this Dusty that had my child. I mean, he's tired of everything. He's tired of everything. So when Dunk asks for a trial by combat, Arian refuses.
You
Okay.
cannot refuse.
Unless you mean to withdraw.
Baylor gave him an out. Baylor gave him an out. Gave him an out. Now this is where arrogance and pride come in at. Mostly arrogance, because there's no pride in this. It's arrogance. Gave you out. Just let it go. Let it go. We could be done with this. Technically, they still. Arian did have a point. They still have to deal with Darren's lie. We still have
Mm-hmm.
to deal with that. But the fact of the matter, you can let this go. The main offense is that you punch him, you kicked him. We can get Darren to tell the truth. No problem. Oh, that was another thing that they left
We gonna
out.
get there.
That
Oh, okay.
back to when Egg was talking with Duncan Baylor, at when he left, as Dunk was defending him, and when he left, he's talking to Duncan, and during when he tells him that Darren told the lie, say
Mm-hmm.
he used robber night, took Aegon or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Dunk says where Egg would tell the truth about what
Right.
happened.
Mm-hmm.
And Baylor tells him, "Oh, I have no doubt Egg would
Right.
tell his father what happened, but Egg has been known to lie before. This happens in the book, y'all." And
And
I
he's
was
lied to you.
yes. So what you kind of know about? I wish they hadn't cut that out.
Right.
I wish they hadn't cut that out. That should have been added in there because it would have reinforced how Dunk was talking to Egg in the chamber when he told him, "No, but you lied, and you knew you
Mm-hmm.
lied." Shouldn't have left that out. That should have been put in there for reinforcement. Mm, yeah.
Well, we'll tackle that question. Why do they acquiesce to Arion's behavior? Um,
There's a lot
okay,
of reasons why.
so
There's a
Arion
lot.
asked for a trial by seven. It's another form of trial by combat. It is ancient. It is hardly ever invoked. It came across the narrow sea with the Andals and their seven gods.
Mm, 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 mm.
Dunk asked, "What is this?" And even Makar asked, "What is this?"
Now, this goes to a little grievance. This is only the one kind of grievance I kind of really have with the show is the characterization of Makar.
Yes.
They're purposely playing him to be slightly dumb, slightly,
Right.
not much, but
All
more,
muscle.
yeah, more or less for comedic relief. And he is a lot more serious and knowledgeable in the books.
Yes.
You know, because actually he's the one that tells Duncan, you can't serve to play the fool, sir. Got to be
Right.
7 on 7." Like he already knows what the trial is. The trial of 7 is. That's the main reason why he turns his son like, "What? Are you afraid to face this edge knight
That's what I
one
was
on
going to
one?"
say. Are you afraid to face this man? Are you hiding behind some old customs? Just slay Dunk yourself. Arian Arian says, Darian has also been wronged. So
Ugh,
this will cover all the honor of the Targaryens.
which is, I hate to say it, which is truth. This is this. This is why to Aspen's questions earlier, this family dynamics, the reason why they kind of backing Aaron, there's a lot of things going on politically and what's just right and wrong. Is they can't they all want to probably punch Arion in the face, a couple of times. But certain things has happened. Someone of the royal blood has been attacked. It did happen. Whether you like that royal blood or not, if you let one situation like this slide, it's only going to open the door
For
for other
common folk.
situations to happen. Yes, you can't let it slide. Something has to be done about it. Number one, Darion's a lie. He accused a big robber knight of kidnapping a prince. That can't slide either.
Right.
But that's easily corrected. The only problem is Darion, that puts your word in danger. That puts our house's word in danger. So that's the main two reasons why Arion did his number one to cover himself. But also he was slightly correct. This is about our house honor in the balance here, because that's why Baylor doesn't contest it. He's like, damn it, I thought we was out of this, you know. And so, trial by seven, it has to be, because if you look at it, it does cover all the bases: the assault, the lie, everything. Because now they both can face them in the field in battle.
Now, Arion makes Lord Ashford go under the table to pick up a nut that fell on the ground. Okay.
Oh my God, this dude. I wanted to kick him. Go kick him again. Go kick him again. Oh my God.
And Lord Ashford had to crawl on the floor under that table to find that nut. Okay.
Which is probably why that's an added scene, which was probably why I guess they wanted to explain why Lord Ashford actually gives Dunk the moment, because he didn't have to. It was on, but he gives him the moment.
Right. Now, Baylor says Arion is within his rights to ask for this trial at dawn. And Dunk doesn't understand. He's like, must I fight 7 men? And Arion is like, don't play the fool. It's 7 on 7. Baylor's like, you must find other knights. He's like, Dunk is like, I have no one else. Arion says, if your cause is just, then good men will fight for it. If not, then that means you're guilty. So he does not think that 6 other knights will step forward for Dunk. And y'all remember, Dunk in the beginning of this could barely find anyone to vouch for. Sir Penny, I almost called him Pennywise.
Vouch for, so all in the penny tree.
Penny tree. He barely could find, he had to go all the way up to Baylor. So now I got to find knights that are going to put their life on the line with me.
You know what? It just occurred to me. I know why most of those men don't want to remember Sir Arlen of Penny Tree. Because of his manhood. It put him to shame.
Oh, his lance?
It put him to shame. You don't want to talk about that, man. Oh, no, I got to bring that up too? Nah, I took a piss for sound one day. I was embarrassed. Couldn't do it. I know him not.
But I know his lance. Now, Maker grabs Arion. He just grabs him and pulls him outside. Now, Baylor says, seek your champion, Sir Duncan. And Duncan walks out. It is raining. He finds his horses under the tree and he's talking to them. Remember, Egg was talking to his horses and his father believed you shouldn't talk to horses. But someone is there at his camp tending to his horses and making sure nothing is taken.
That's nice.
That was Raymond. Okay. Y'all, Raymond was waiting there and called him mad for talking to horses. So y'all see how this whole talking to animals thing. But Raymond takes him back to his tent and his cousin is there, Stefan. And they talk about what has happened to Dunk. Stefan says, I am for you, Sir Dunk. All knights vow to protect the innocent. Dunk refuses him because, hey, any house coming up against the dragon house, it will not be too kind for them. Not be too kind for anyone who supports him. And Stefan says, where are their dragons? We were here before them. We will be here after them. We can find 5 more good men who wish for singers to sing of their immortality. I do not know how tragedy often follows after honorable men, but when I find myself without the answer is always more glory.
I got soapbox.
I know. Let me finish it.
Gotcha.
We have some friends. He says Lionel Baratheon, and then the man who we found later that's farting in the stands. Okay, so it was all a lie. Okay, but he says you shan't die under my watch. I promise you that. And Stefan leaves to find a few good men days/nights. Go ahead, Lord Snow.
I have a thought process and a grievance in the whole series of Song and Ice and Fire, right? That comment Sir Stephen made to Sir Duncan, we were here before them, we be happy and we don't have to bow to them, blah, blah, blah. Then something hit me. At first my mind went, that sounds a bit hypocritical, especially after what we talked about last week with the Andals. And then it hit me. Miss Lady Elsa, I'm gonna ask you a question. Philosophical question. Why does it, when everything goes wrong in the Seven Kingdoms, it always starts in the South? Why does it, when these things start in the South, it's always due to Andal traditions? Everything.
Because didn't they come from the South?
No, it came from the Andals. Pacific.
Well, isn't it Andal South?
Yes. But my point is, why is it always when things go wrong, it always comes
because
from
in the South it's hotter and we got more hot heads. Come on now.
You know what I'm getting at. It always starts with Andal tradition. You don't see these issues in the North like that with their rules and regulations, how they do things, the first men. You don't see this down in Dorne with the Roynar and their rules and regulations starting all this crap. Always in these southern houses that this starts. Honestly, you didn't see this problem with the Targaryens either until they took over the country and they adopted the Faith of the Seven. Adopted.
Yes, that's correct. Adopted.
That's an important word. They adopted the Faith of the Seven. But all of this bullcrap, the politics, mostly in the South, all of the politics around the faith that affects the politics, the South, and their tradition. So when he said that, I went, wait a minute. All of this, okay, this should have been a straight up fight, trial by combat, one-on-one, just get this over with. No, here go Aryan, faith, trial of seven. Trial of seven? What the heck? What? And Baylor said it, his reaction to it was everything. It's another trial by combat. Came across the seas with the Andals and their seven gods. Right. I think even he's thinking, because he's a learned man, he reads a lot of books all the time. He's like, you know what? Why does when everything happens in this daggone kingdom, it always gets traced back to Andal traditions?
The seven always got to do something extra.
It's always something, and when you look at it, it always starts with the seven. Even in the old school Game of Thrones, I saw this, but I couldn't figure out, okay, what is the real unrest about all this crap? I understand these people did this, did that, this, and they're using these rules to get out of this, that, and third. And I'm like, wait a minute. And it just dawned on me when Stefan said that, because they've been talking like, oh, the Targaryens, the problem, this and that, third. I'm like, no, y'all, before the Targaryens came, which they were there in Westeros for a while before they decided to go ahead and conquer everything. They were there for their family was there for almost 100 years in Westeros after the fall of Valyria.
Yes.
They're just on their little island. You know, they treated with some people on the coast, whatever, they're just chilling with their dragons. The Seven Kingdoms were during that time, it was more like 9 kingdoms.
Yes.
But each kingdom had its own daggone king. And do you think it was peace during this time before the Targaryens came?
No.
You think it was all peaceful?
No.
No. The same crap was happening then as the same crap is happening now. So it was a bit hypocritical to be like, oh, it's just all the Targaryens' fault. No, it ain't. The same crap would be happening if they weren't here.
It would just be different. The rules of engagement would be different.
It's different now. The only thing that was different then, when Aegon came through, he had dragons.
There you go.
That was it. They ain't got no dragons now, and you still get the same thing.
Now, Raymond advises Dunk that it's wise to run. And Dunk says, hey, I would die if I run. Okay. Maybe the gods figured out this is what I deserve for not knowing my place. And this is another part. Okay. This is another part where I think that they're trying to insinuate that Dunk doesn't know his place because he's a fake knight. Do you think so?
Dunk says it to himself for not knowing his place. Honestly, I don't know if that really about him being fake knight or not. Really, is about him being. To me, I took it as him being a hedge knight. No matter if he was a poor person, there are levels in this world that they live in. There are complete levels. You got your poor people, you got your hedge knights who are kind of just right above poor people. Then you got your house knights or regular knights. And then you got your lords and ladies. And then you got the warrior family. That's usually the
Mhm.
levels that they go by. And then you got the Septons that's kind of on the outside if you're in the South or whatever. And of course your Masons over here. There's just levels in here, and he's towards the bottom, one rung up.
But we all been knighted by the same oath.
Doesn't matter. This goes back to what Baylor said. Yeah, but I'm a prince of the realm. You're just a hedge knight. We may take the same oath, but you still have a place. If it's above your pay grade, okay? If it's above your pay grade, you might not want to interfere in this, even if it's the right thing to do. Now, that's a philosophical statement in question, which goes to the heart of the Duncan Ed series and stories. Even if you're just a regular hedge knight, do you continue to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do or not? And how does
Yeah,
that affect things? Because there's always consequences. That's one thing I was saying
always.
about all the Duncan Ed series. Trust me, we're going to be on this side, but you got to understand there are always consequences. Even when you're doing the right thing, there's consequences. There's going to be
Now,
consequences in this battle.
oh, there'll
Consequences.
be there's lots of consequences coming, not just from the battle, but
Yeah.
with everything they do.
Yes.
Egg walks in and says, as his squire, he will arm him. Okay. And Dunk asks, does your daddy know? He didn't say it like that, y'all, but does your father know?
Mm.
Darian
Oh,
comes in and he says he cannot bear another foot whipping tonight, and Dunk grabs him,
the foot whooping
snatches
was
him.
important. The foot whooping was important. Makar was
Yes.
kicking his ass. Like, you punk, you, what?
He
You
said,
lost your brother.
I had to say something when I was found.
You lost your brother. Okay? He turned up with this hedge knight. Yeah, nah, yeah. Put boot to behind. He probably did it to Aryan too a little bit because he saw you snatched him up out of that chamber. Like, get your you causing all these issues that now I gotta deal with as well. I have to deal with it. Because it ain't about just you no more. It's about the house.
Now, Egg did beg his father not to for him not to join the accusers. Darian says he will look good on the first charge, but if Dunk could just hit him one good time on the side of his head, he'll be good. He just gonna lay down, I guess, and play hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Egg said his father demanded that the king's guard to fight as well,
He
and
says it's
only
right.
3 are here. Do what you have to do, sir, is what Egg says. And they talk about Raymond's cousin and says he gonna bring some people, and Egg is like, I can bring some people. And he's like, but they will fight against your family. Would you see Arion unalived? And Egg tells us why he would see Arion unalive. You want to talk about it?
Yes. We're quick, simplistic grace. We would never know if Dunk is knighted. Nor should we, because that's not the point of the story. I know everyone wants to make it the point, but it's never going to be the point. Because this is why I said earlier, we're way past that now.
Yes.
We're way past that. It doesn't matter if he's knighted or not. He's in the situation. People sees him as a knight, even if it's just a hedge knight. It's on now. Now you got to back up your words. That's what I said. Episode 2 was important because after that meeting with Baylor, and they said, "Hey, it's okay he to enter the list as a knight. You're a knight now."
It's not in the books, Access Lauren. We never find out definitively at all.
And we never will.
You never will.
We never will. And I'm fine with that. Yes. Because no matter
That's how
what,
we feel.
no matter what, that's why I kept saying it's not that important because he's a knight now.
Right. He's
done.
acknowledged. He's acknowledged as a knight.
He's acknowledged as a knight. And in this world, that's all that really matters.
And not just acknowledged, it's who acknowledged him that's important.
Yes, Baylor did it. After that, that's what I say. After Baylor said what he said, it's okay. I knew Sir Arlen. First, he knew Sir Arlen. He was a good knight himself. He didn't win any, champions or whatever, but he was a good man, good knight. You're his squire. You say he knighted you. He did. So Arlen wasn't known as a liar. So that means I have to take your word as well. And he's been calling him Sir Duncan ever since.
Right. So Access Lauren, they do things sometimes differently, but something like this that's left ambiguous and you never know in the books, I wouldn't let it out the bag because it will just keep people coming back to see if there are more clues, and we'll get to. Okay, we'll get to the part where they also give us more and more clues in this episode about questioning whether he was made a knight in the traditional sense. Okay,
and they're doing it on purpose because they're playing with us.
Yes, they are playing with
joke,
us.
Especially with Sir Arlen. They're doing it for joke purposes. But this is the main reason why they're doing it. They're playing with us with it because even they know it doesn't matter what we're going to play with the audience here because they're going to eat it up.
Yes. Or you're going to come back every week hoping that.
Hold
on. Right. That's what we're going to get to. What you looking at me for?
Hey, this is what it means to do.
I'm wondering, how old were we and why are we looking at him from down below? That's what I was wondering.
Somebody was kneeling.
It was Dunk's point of view, okay? Anyway, tell us why Egg wanted to see Arian ended by Dunk.
Well, I kind of gave this away last week. I told the story because I didn't know whether or not they was going to actually add it in. They did. I'm glad they did. But I do have to clarify one thing. When Dunk asks Arian, he asks Egg, like, "Hey, I'm fighting against your family here. Do you not care about that?" And well, actually, before that, Egg tells him, "My father is fighting as one of the 7." Dunk acknowledges it and says, "I know, of course he is. He has no choice. He has to defend his son's honor." So that was the acknowledgement. Dunk gets it. He already knew Makar. There was no choice for Makar. He had to join it because now his son has called. Because not only his son's honor is called into question, his honor is going to be called into question. His family honor is going to be called into question. That's really why Makar is kind of mad at this whole situation. Dude, he probably kicked Darren all through the night. Like, what? The issues you caused. Probably smacked up Aaron a little bit afterwards, too, as he snatched him out the room. Y'all causing problems. My sons. And Egg probably, too, because, bro, you lied. You lied. My sons. This is Makar. My sons. Then this goes back a couple of weeks ago when we were saying people were asking, do Makar and Baylor love each other? They actually do, but it's a competition between the two.
Right.
And also with the sons. Baylor's sons are really nice.
Yes.
I bet y'all even forgot Baylor's son was even here. Yes,
we knew him. You will not face the dragon today. That was his cousin.
No, I'm talking Baylor's sons.
Wasn't that Baylor's son that he said, "I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to go after, oh gosh, the other night that he got rid of?"
But I've noticed a lot of people forgot that his sons, well, at least one of them, is even here. And the fact that they took out, we'll get to it later, they took out this little part. He's using his son's armor
Right. We'll get to that. We'll
Yeah,
get to how good Balar looks on that horse, but we know what the armor is
you
doing.
know. But
Okay.
my main point is Baylor's sons are acting very impeccable. You totally forgot they're there.
Right. But
Did
you
you
still
trans?
ain't tell us why Egg
Yes.
can't stand
When
Arion.
egg, when I was young, when I was little, Ariel used to come into my bedchamber. He used to put a knife into my legs. He said he had too many brothers. He used to say, and he would make me to the sister and marry me. Wow.
And he threw my cat in the well as well.
I don't know if I was going to bring this up, but since you brought it up, I don't know if Arian did that one.
Mm,
I think that was Darren. Because if you notice,
mm.
when Eric said it, Darren's like, okay, that's enough now.
Right. Right. That's what it felt like. It did feel like
Okay,
that to me. It did
that's
feel
enough
like
now.
that to me. It felt like that, like, oh, hold on now. We ain't gonna go that far. He probably told him that Arion did it and he would believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know. We're just speculating because he just hush him up real quick. Don't be it could also be don't be telling all the family business, okay? We don't need them to know everything. But Raymond chuckles, okay? And Egg said Arion thinks he is a dragon in human form. Now Darian wants to talk to Dunk outside and tell him
Mm-hmm.
about I have dreamed of you. In my dreams, my dreams are not like yours. Mine come true.
Mm-hmm.
You you are you and a fire, he says, and an unalived dragon.
Mm-hmm.
A great beast so large it would cover this meadow. It had fallen on top of you, and you were alive, and it was deceased.
Mm-hmm.
Dunk asks, did I kill it?
That I
Darian
can.
says, I cannot say.
He closes his eyes first. He closes his eyes first. He thinks about it.
To remember the scene.
Mhm. I cannot say. You know, it's the interesting part about this scene. It's very pathetic, and I was noticing people. They were kind of getting on this soapbox about all these pathetic dreams, Dragon Seers, brand, and all this. And I just want to say so. Let me clarify a few things, okay? There are differences between seers, okay? Um, like for instance, brand. Brand actually does. This is a little caveat when I say this, but there's a reason why I'm saying it. Brand actually doesn't see the future. You know, he's a warg and with the capabilities of a green seer, but he doesn't actually see the future. When he becomes a three-eyed raven, he can see the present, anything that's going on in the world, because he can warg in other animals and the trees themselves, or he can look into the past through the trees' memory and watch events that has already happened. Now, because he goes through, which they didn't add in the show, he has to go through this kind of ritual while he's in that cave training to be a three-eyed raven. He can get premonitions of the future, but how it's kind of explained, because he can see into the past and see the present, he can use probability to see what may happen. So it's a probability of what possible future may happen. Possible future. Now, who is an actual seer? Someone like Jojen. If you remember Jojen, he's a green seer. He actually is seeing the future. And green seers are their visions are a little bit more one to one. They can speak in metaphors or whatnot, but their visions you would more one. We have seen Jojen's visions from his point of view, and it's literally what's going to happen, one to one. Targaryens are, they call them dreamers. They have their vision. If you're blessed with that ability, they get their ability is through their bloodline, but it comes from dragons. Number one, it's a separate power, but it comes from dragons. Number one, you know, dragons are magic. This and that and third. They only see dreams of a future, but it's always in metaphors. If you notice, when they're
Yeah.
describing their dreams, it's always metaphoric. So you have to decipher possibly what it could be. That also makes their dreams a little bit unreliable at times because you may decipher it wrong. But as Darion does say, his dreams do come true. That
His
is
dreams
correct.
do come true.
They
I mean,
always come true.
right. So
You just
he,
got to decipher.
I'll put him in the same, vein of Helena, but he's trying to wash his dreams away with liquor. Now, he does say that we
Sir Barristan also mentions Sir Duncan McDowell as well.
yes, Sir Barrister does. Yes, he does. I remembered it after I put it in there.
Yeah.
He also goes on, we were dragon masters once, and now they are gone, we remain. Okay. But both men wish not to pass away today. Y'all know I gotta say it a certain way for YouTube. I wish I could say the words. But he does apologize. Okay, Darion does apologize for ending Sir Duncan if he does pass away because of this lie. Okay, this is if Dunk passes away. Now, Dunk goes to see Tanzil. Okay, but instead of seeing her, he finds pieces of their whole puppeteer. Okay, and we get a little glimpse of her saying, "You are the fool." And the armorer though finds Dunk. Okay. Tanzil left your shield with me.
Mm-hmm.
And we go to his little cabin, okay?
His
And
wagon, I
she,
believe. Yeah, his
huh?
wagon. This is
Yes, I know
wagon.
it's a wagon. I just call it a cabin just to be funny.
It's wide, dude.
And it's moving while he's moving in it. Okay, okay,
It's two
okay.
big behind dudes sitting in this little thing. Like,
It looks like they're sitting in a whiskey barrel.
It was a beautiful moment, though.
It was. He tells Dunk that she left for Dorne because in the book she is originally from Dorne.
Yes, she is.
Well gone is well forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
He got his shield because the shield also, if you notice, was hidden in the roof, compartment, hidden away. Dunk is just staring at it, and he says, Armorer is listing all the things he did. All the things I changed the frame, the straps is heavier, but it's stronger. Okay. Steely Patty. Thank you. Pate. Steely Pate.
Silly Patty.
I'm hungry.
Silly Patty. Silly Patty. Okay.
I have some salmon burgers waiting for me downstairs for me to make them. That's why I'm like, wait a minute. That's a hunger response. Oh, anyway, that the straps were done. It's heavier, but it's stronger. Now Dunk is saying the shield is now painted like death. The falling star, the sun is going away, calling to night, and the armor is like, yes, but the summer leaves are on the elm. That means life.
It's interesting how Dunk decided to take that meaning of the shield, even though when he said it himself, I took it differently. Right. He says sunset heralds night. You're night, brother.
Exactly. Not the N night, the K night.
You're night. You're night, brother. And the star is falling. It's all painted up like death. He's crying and see the print like, hey, bro.
That's what I said, Absan. She left for Dorne. She's from Dorne.
Hey, listen. They said pack this ish up. We getting out of here. Okay? It's time to go.
Because what? Well gone is well forgotten. So the armorer asks, do you know the old shield rhyme? And oak and iron guard me well. I'm waiting for you to finish.
I'm doomed to hell.
Okay, thank you.
I thought you were going to do it.
No, because it's a two-parter. It's a duet. Why would I do both parts?
I was going to say it with you.
No, one person saying the other one finish. That's how it's written.
We're in lockstep.
That is how it is written. That is how it is to be done. So Dunk asks, how much?
You. A couple.
That was well done. Uh, a
He
copper,
drew it
y'all,
out so much. He
is
drew
the
it out so
lowest
long.
is the lowest price in the land. Now I'm going to ask you this, Lord Snow.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this. Did he charge him a copper because he believes in him and what he stands for? Or did he charge him a copper because he done gotten an advance? Remember, when he sold Sweetfoot, Dunk had to go pay him.
Mhm.
So do you think it was a discount because I believe in your cause? Or is it I done got my money already?
It was both, but for a different reason, not the discount part. Listen, you're running a business. I gotta charge you something. You know, we don't do freebies out here. Okay? But I like you. You did something right when you stood up and punched that salt in the mouth. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Tanzel, you know, she wrote, paint your little shield. The shield looks great. I like it. Let me redo this thing. It needs some work. You know, I know what's about to happen. He's not stupid. He probably don't know it's a child of 7, but he's like, nah, some hands about to be thrown here. He gonna need his arms. Let me hook him up. You know what I'm saying? But hey, we ain't running a charity now. Hold on. We ain't running a charity.
No charity.
I got a business to run. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if you survive this, you tell him Steely Pate armed you, okay? Which he does.
Right.
All the dang go time in every other book. Steely Pate made that arm. He literally does. Everywhere he goes. People will talk about his armor. That's good armor. Steely Pate made that armor. It's funny every time I see it in the book, it'll laugh. I'll be like, what? That's good armor there. That's good steel. Steely Pate made that steel. What are you talking about? Like,
They
yo,
show he gonna be busy, you know.
man, talk about
If
business advertisement. And they go all over the 7 kingdoms.
but
If
it's
you want
not
to put
just
on
that. Remember, this is a historic trial of 7 that your armor has survived.
Mm-mm.
It ain't just the joust. So
We gotta
while y'all are talking about the knights that fought, you are also going to talk about the armor.
I, I forgot to bring this up. We gotta talk about this for a second. We probably should have brought it up a while ago. This is a trial of 7. There hasn't been a trial of 7 in over 100 years.
100 years.
In actuality, I had to remember and look it up. It's actually been this is 209. The last trial of 7 happened in the year right between it's out of 15 or 16 AC after Aegon's conquest. 12 years after about no, it's about 16, 17 years after Aegon conquest. It was Maegor the Cruel, also same name as Maegor's Whole Keep in the Red Keep, the inner castle inside the castle. The one who created the tunnels all up under the Red Keep, the secret passages. Same Maegor. He was the one who fought in the last trial of 7. He's the one who invoked it. Actually, it was the funny thing about it. He invoked it, and Maegor is known as Maegor the Cruel for a good reason. Okay.
Right.
But in this particular trial of 7, he did something that was probably the smartest thing, not only for Targaryen rule, but for the country, until Cersei messed it up. When he fought in the trial of 7, he won against some heavyweights. Him and about 2 other people was the only ones who survived. Let that
Sink in.
him and a few other people survived. But because of that, and he was injured himself, it took about 3 or 4 days for him to even get back up again. He was
Right.
He almost died himself. After that, he made a promise, and this was a political check as well. He made a promise to the faith that the house Targaryen, will forevermore uphold the faith of the 7 and protect them. And that because that was going to happen, the crown would defend the faith. They would have to disband the stars and shields. Y'all, this is the reason why I brought up earlier these daggone Andals. They were a menace back in the day. Even after Aegon's conquest, after he took over, these stars and shields that fought in the faith of the 7 were still running around the 7 kingdoms, burning pillaging, crusading if you didn't follow the faith of the seven.
Mm.
And that's against the Targaryens too. Mainly because of incest stuff. We understand
Right.
it.
Right. That's
But
that's what they wanted to get them to stop doing. One of the things they wanted to get them to stop
that was the
doing.
main thing. But because of that, we got rid of the stars and shields. They had
Right.
to. And it was probably one of the smartest things Magor ever did. Because they were a problem. And I don't mean just politically, just across the seven kingdoms. They would just go to towns, and because you deviated a little bit from the faith of the seven, they'll burn you out. It was ridiculous.
It was,
It
yeah.
was ridiculous. The Andos were a problem. Okay? Always
Clearly.
have been, always will be. It ain't really
Clearly.
the Targaryens, it's the Andos and their traditions.
I see
That's
you.
really,
I see which way you're leaning towards.
yeah. That's why I'm in the north. I don't know. I was either going to be in the north or I'm from Dawn. Okay? Anything below the neck, and anything past the red mountains. Okay?
I
Any
think
place
you
else?
need people to understand that the neck is on the map.
Yes. You know what? We should. I meant to ask you today. I wanted you like to get a map of 209 specifically during this time, so we can
Okay.
reference it from
We could
time to
do that.
time.
We could get, I did get a map of all of the houses and their shields so I can know when the
I need that
knights
too.
flash across the screen, I know exactly what house they're
Mhm.
from.
That's
Yeah.
good. You use
And
that.
the lower houses, because even though you may have, a large house, a Stark house, there are many lower shields below that, below
Ye-
that Stark house.
yes, Jaguar. Everybody did die beside Mako, but I'm talking right after the battle. There was about 3 people that was left alive. Everybody died eventually, but Magor.
Right. So Dunk watches as the field is prepared because they're taking down the lanes. Because
Mhm.
in a trial by 7, we can't have no joust lanes. And he's
In-
standing in the rain. Dunk also walks to the knights who have stepped forward to be with him. Because y'all think of this. This happened last night. Okay. Dunk was
Mhm.
put in the cell. He met with Magar, Balar, and everybody else. Lord Tyrell was at the table, and Lord Ashford.
Early that
Um,
morning.
and this trial is by morning. So
Yeah.
one thing I did forget to say is Dunk had said, "Hey, told Steph, you gonna get people for me. They ain't gonna, oh no, Egg, you gonna go get people for me. They ain't gonna like being woken up."
Well, he said it, Stefan. He says it,
He
Stefan.
said to Stefan, "Okay,
Yeah.
they ain't gonna like you waking them up because remember, Lionel probably had a party that night. Okay,
Mhm.
Lionel probably just went to bed. Okay, drinking and carrying on. So now you're gonna wake me up. I got to fight
Where they
early
fight
in the
like
morning."
where they fight like pissed bastards, won't they? That was a funny line. I was like, that's funny as heck. That's funny as heck.
But Dunk walks up to them and said, "Sirs, I am in your debt." Lord Harding said, "The debt is Arian's, and
Mm.
we mean to collect it." I said that was a hard line. That was a line for me.
And this is the same Humphreys Harding that Arion speared his horse and he fell on his leg and broke his leg. So
His
yes,
leg is broken. Do you think he has milk of the puppy? Is that why he can get on that horse?
I say he's just a man. He's just a man. Because
Um,
honestly, if he had milk of the poppy, he'd be laid out right now.
really? He said,
We know
"Yes,
what milk
my
of the poppy.
leg. Yes, my leg is broken, but as long as I can sit on a horse, I can fight."
Yeah, he's a man. He's a man. It's a different genre, it's a different movie, but the same thing applies. He's a man. He riding with a broken leg. Okay.
Now, yes, he is. He is. Lord Riesling, okay, we
Mm,
met him, the one-eyed knight. We
the
met him last
mad,
episode.
maddest night in the Seven Kingdom.
Yeah, they were ready to ride at dawn for Sir Duncan.
Let's get it.
He says, "Sir Robin would die the king's faithful servant, but when the crown goes against the gods, so Robin goes against the crown." Why is he referring to himself as third person?
This is why. Well, ever since he had his There's two reasons. Ever since he had his injury to the eye, whatever, they've been calling him mad. He just went kind of nutsy. I think a
The
splinter.
Mad Knight.
I think a splinter went all the way up into his brain and just lodged there, so he's a little touched. He's a little touched.
Touched
Number
by a
two,
splinter.
yeah, he touched by a splinter. Number two, and this is why I brought him up earlier. He's what we will call a perfect candidate for the Swords and Stars. What I just mentioned earlier. Him, Robin Reesley is exactly how they acted back in the day with the Stars and Shield. They was mad as him.
Hey, he said, hey, he will
And
pass as the king's faithful servant, but when the crowd goes against the gods. But I wanted to know, like, how did he think that the crown went against the gods? In what way?
that's the interesting question. In what way did they actually go by Arian attacking that girl? You can make an argument, but there was no reason for that. Even though, yes, it's a century or house, whatever. This is kind of Baylor's point, bro. Let it go. It's just a puppet show. You assaulted that girl for no reason,
Right.
and then you got punched out, and now we got to fight because you ain't man enough to face him yourself.
But so Robin could also be thinking that, hey, just dropping Sir Lord Harding's horse is enough to be the crown
Yeah,
going
that's
against the
bad
gods.
too. That's bad form.
Right. He could think about
Ooh.
that as well.
But something they didn't add to the show, there's a reason why Arian targeted Sir Humphrey and his horse.
Yes, that's
So Humphrey was winning the jousting tournament this whole daggone time. He has
whole
unhorsed
time.
he unhorsed the most riders, the most knights, and was beating everybody. He was looking to win the tournament.
He was collecting some purses.
Yeah, he was looking to win the tournament. So in Arian's case, he was like, nah, I got to slow this dude down. And so he did it by doing something unknightly.
Right. But we don't know what Sir Robin Riesling's real reason is, that he thinks the crown went against the gods, but we're just making, some assumptions. You could certainly make yours in the comments, so we can know.
And I'm gonna say this, this you can take it how you want to. It was only bad form what Arian did to Sir Humphrey's horse. It technically wasn't against the rules.
Right.
That's the problem with it. It was just bad form. Like,
Yes.
bro, this is a joust. If we was in war, if this was like which was about to happen this episode, all bets are off. You can talk. There's a reason why most of these horses have armor on them. Because you can target the horse. We'll get to this. You can target the horse.
Right. Now, Lionel walks up to Dunk and said, I always knew you meant trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And Dunk asked him about, thanks for coming. Stefan came to you. And he's like, who the F is Stefan? Your boy found me.
Now, this was a change that I kind of didn't like. Being able to kind of talk about this beforehand. But the actual line goes, no, your boy, the Prince Aegon found me and rose me up this morning. And then he says a thing about, I think I'm going to pass up a chance to fight the King's Guard.
Right.
Nah.
He said, there hasn't been a trial of 7 for 100 years. I wasn't going to miss a chance to bloody up the King's Guard and their pretty white gowns.
Oh, yeah, it's gone. It's on like popcorn. But it was just one of the situations.
Why are you here?
It's in this situation, if you was paying attention, Egg is responsible for getting every knight that was there.
Now, is it Egg or Prince Aegon?
Well, yes. Prince Aegon is responsible for getting every knight that was there to fight with Sir Duncan.
Because that's the other thing. For Robin Riesling to say that, hey, aristocrats, for Robin Riesling to say that, it's technically the crown has summoned him too.
Yeah. That's why he's crazy. It was crazy. So Humphrey made sense. He killed your horse. hey, this is your time to, this some get back. You want some get back? Bet. He's get back. The other Sir Humphrey
Mhm.
Breezeberry, it's Sir Humphrey Harding's brother-in-law.
Yes.
So you can make the choice, like the reason why he's joining up. This is his brother-in-law, his sister's husband. Nah, he's injured, so I got to help him out. I'm gonna ride with my brother-in-law. I'm gonna
Shorty
ride with
wanna
my
ride
brother-in-law.
with me? We could get low, and that ain't the right, but um, Dunk walks on the field. Okay, Arion and his knights ride onto the field. It is
Mm,
Prince Arion, Prince Makor, sorry, Prince Darion, drunk as a skunk,
mhm,
two King's Guards, which is Roland Crankahall and Donald
mhm.
Dunkendale. Now, those are the two King's Guards that we met from the first or second episode that Dunk was talking to before, okay?
Well, there's three out there. There's three Kings Guard out there.
Well, no.
Yeah, there's three.
Okay.
Daron, Arion, Makar, the three Kings Guard, and then you know who makes up number seven.
Right.
We just
So
never
Raymond
actually
said,
met the third one.
right, we didn't know who the third King's Guard was. Now, Raymond says that there are only 6 out there for Arion.
Mm-hmm.
So Stefan walks up and says, Raymond, my helm. Dunk says, Steph, what of your friends? We only need 1 to make the 7. Steph
What's up?
says, I'm afraid you will need 2 more. I ride with Arion and the accusers.
The way Raymond froze. The way Raymond froze. Mm. Mm. What?
It was given, you bring dishonor to our family.
You mother. He turned into Samuel Jackson real quick. You mother. What? Are you serious right now? And they set it up. You should have kind of seen it coming, because especially about this point, you find out Lionel don't know who Stephanie is. Like, what? No, it's your boy. Aegon was responsible, and all these other people. Aegon was the one who kind of knew them all. Well, he said he had his interaction with Sir Rosalind, and then he told Sir Duncan, "I can go find other knights. I can, sir," and went off to do so. Ugh, ugh.
So Raymond looks at his cousin in shock and disgust.
Mm,
He said, no, you told Sir Dunk he can rely on you. Steph
mm.
said, hey, they would not make me a lord otherwise.
He
Raymond's
said
like, you
Arion.
traded
He said
Arion,
Arion.
won't make me a lord otherwise. Now you traded your honor for a lordship. Okay?
Mm,
You traded your honor for a lordship. Thank you, Jaguar.
yes.
And he's like, I know great men who have traded their honor for a lot less. It is a
Which is true
bargain
statement.
well struck.
True
Fetch
statement.
my horse. And Raymond said, get it yourself.
Himself. Mm.
And they had a little push, a little shove.
That was a hard shove. There's some hard shoves there. Like, nah, what's up? Like
But
Raymond.
let's talk about it. As you
Mhm.
said, Arion promised Stefan that he would make him a lord. Talk about that.
My personal opinion. This makes Stefan an idiot. Okay? It makes him an idiot. He specifically says Arion promised him a lordship. Arion doesn't have the power to give anybody a lordship. Not by himself.
Mm-hmm.
So Stefan is doing this off of empty promises. And I mind you, this is probably only due that if they win. If they win. And even if that, like I said, Arion can't give him a lordship. The only one who could kind of promise that is maybe Makar. So he might back it up.
But he's still the youngest son of the king.
Exactly. Exactly. So he could suggest it, but it has to be a decree.
Right.
The only two people who can actually give out lordships in the country like that is the king and the hand of the king.
There you go.
That's it. That's it. So him doing this, like, bro,
That's
and
if you
also,
live.
yeah, if you live, and also scheming shit. Let's keep it real. We know people like this. We know people like this, and he wasn't wrong. It was just heartbreaking that he did so because you weren't wrong. Yes, people have traded their honor for less, for much less. But this is a problem because you gave your word that you was going to fight with him. I'm for you.
You are not going to perish on my watch.
This entire show, this entire series, Dunkin' Egg, is about what does it mean to be a knight. And also, if you're not catching on, it also is a show about what does it take to be a good ruler. This is what this series is going to continue to question and ask and give you different examples of. And we just got a harsh one right here. This is a knight. Supposed to be a knight, defending innocent. Everything he said in that tent was absolutely true. And yet, when it came down to it, what did he do? What those words mean?
Well, everyone has a price and they met his.
Mm, 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 mm.
Now, what I would have liked to have known is, did Stefan go or did they reach out to him? Did they send one of the King's Guard to say, hey, name your price? Or
They
did
left it.
Stefan leave and go straight there?
They left it ambiguous.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, in the books, it's a little bit more straightforward. It's kind of you kind of understand that, and the reason why they did it, they switched around a little bit the order of events of when Stefan and Dunk was talking. Stefan says, "So Duncan, I'm for you." Before Sir Duncan says, "How many people do you have on your side?" And he's like, "It's none, just you." Is it the book? Is at that point that I think Stefan changes his mind. Like, oh, wait a minute,
Right. Because you ain't got no support. How?
yeah,
I mean, come on now. I can't put my whole neck out there for you.
which is real talk. And I hate to say that. I hate to
Right.
say that, but that is real talk. Like, wait
And
a
you're a
minute.
fresh knight. We don't know nothing about you. Can you fight? I don't know.
Yeah. So it's sad to say I get why he did it. He's just a piece of ish for doing it.
Right. So Raymond turns to Duncan and say, knight me. Knight me. I will take my cousin's place. And Dunk says, I shouldn't. Dunk pulls his sword out just a little way and hesitates. Okay. Now, is this because, again, this is another moment. Is this because he is not a knight? Or is it because Dunk doesn't want to pit family against family?
It's honestly, it's done to, even in the books, it's done to the viewer. It's whatever the viewer or the reader want to make out of the scene and suggest. It could be for multiple reasons, one reason, all the reasons combined, all of them. Because if I've become friends with this guy, I like him. We've been hanging out. I like this guy. We're cool.
But I don't know him.
It's not even that. I've gotten to know him over these last few days. I think he's a good person. I like him. He's been coming to bat for me here and this and that and third.
Took care of
Now,
my horses when I was locked up.
which he didn't have to do. Now it's been inviting you to parties, come drink some cider with me. He's been cool. Now we get to the point, it's time to put up or shut up. He is willing to put up with me. Like, knight me. I would fight by your side. I would take my cousin's place. Like, he's willing to put hands. Let's go. I'm with you. I don't want no harm to come to him. Like, bro, I can't ask you to do this with me, man. This is a lot. Because let's keep it real. I'm about to get emotional right here. Let my emotions come through for a second. This is real talk. This ain't play. All right. This is life and death. Like, for real, for real. Like, this is partially the reason why Sir Stephen was getting on Raymond in the tent. Like, your neck is not on the line on this, Raymond. This is knightly battle. Like, I don't know why you worried for it. You don't have to risk this. Now we are here. The risk is here. You stand up or shut up.
Right.
And then me on top of this, I have to be willing to put a person who I have now deemed as a friend in danger. This is the real part that everybody don't want to talk about. This is the hard part. I have to put my friend in danger. This is why Duncan was so like, I gotta find 6 other nights. I don't know nobody. And who would I want to ask to risk their life for this? That's a
Against
big
the
ask.
dragons.
This is not like a hey, we might fight these dudes, throw their hands. No, this is we gonna try to kill us, and we gotta try and kill them.
Yep.
That's a hard ask. To even if they volunteer, you still gotta be the one for something that you did. Something that you did, even if it was right or wrong, you did it. You causing this. Now I gotta ask you to risk your life. Or accept the fact that you wouldn't really risk your life. That's why he was so when he said to Lionel, I can't thank enough that you're here. I can't thank the fact that y'all all came. This is huge. This is not for play. Blood will be shed.
Lots of it.
Lots of it.
Now, Lionel said, okay. Lionel goes and says, go now, because the horns done blew. Lord Ashford is walking out. Lionel's like, go now. I shall give Squire Raymond his knighthood.
Mm-hmm.
Squire Raymond, you have everyone at the tourney being your witness to your
Got a
knighthood.
Got a lot of witnesses.
I was like, not only that, understand this.
Mm-hmm.
Baratheon kind of knows Raymond.
No,
So
yeah.
I'm thinking he's doing it on the strength of Dunk too.
Yeah. This man is willing to fight with us. We need men.
And understand, Baratheon is the second most powerful family in the realm.
Yes, he is. Yes, they are.
So not only did your cousin just turn around and
everybody saw it.
Woo,
Everybody saw that.
And he also saw him tell Duncan, knight me.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Sir Duncan. The boy has the right of it.
Now,
well, the horns blew, so he had
he had to go. You
gotta go talk to people. You
got to go talk. You got to go find one more night.
Was it Asses that said something with the theories? Who was that?
That was Jaguar. I have two theories. One, Sir Arlen did not knight him because he doesn't know the words, or he likes Raymond and appreciates him, so he doesn't want Raymond to be knighted by a lowly hedge knight like him.
Two for sure. Now, the first one, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know because even squires, even hedge knight squires, whatever, that's one of the first things you learn because that's one of the things you look to when it finally happens. They all know the words. It's one of the first things you learn when you become a squire. Actually, people that's not squires know the words because it's a huge event when it does happen to anybody that gets knighted and you're able to see it. So
we don't get all the words.
Yeah, actually, this is funny how I wish they always do the abbreviated version of it, if you notice.
Yes.
The knight is somebody. Because there's only 3 main parts that you want to pay attention to. But there's 7 gods. So they have 7 different phrases for each knighted. You get knighted. You know what? They did it in the books. They never actually, Sir Bronn of the Blackwater. Sir Bronn actually was knighted in the full. He's okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. There's a difference. There are differences between a hedge knight, of course, and an anointed knight. When you're an anointed knight, you are anointed with the 7 oils of the 7. Yes. You got to fast for 7 days or whatever. And when you are knighted, it's usually by the king or someone of a knight of high renown, and they do the full knighting. You go through all 7.
So what they do show us is a beautiful, as Absent said, another cool, visual of very slow motion.
The cinematic is amazing.
Lionel says, In the name of the warrior, I charge you to be brave.
Mm.
In the name of the father, I charge you to be just.
Yes.
In the name of the mother, I charge you to protect the young and the
And
innocent. And we will finish it, y'all. In the name
yes.
of the maid, I charge you to protect all women. In the name
Mm.
of the crone, I charge you to be wise. In
Mm.
the name of the smith, I charge you to be strong.
Mm.
Arise, Sir Raymond, a knight of the seven kingdoms.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we missed that other part of it. And I said, we got to finish it because I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Raymond has said, I will take my cousin's place. He deserved to be heard his entire knighthood. Everybody in the realm who was there, Lord Ashford, done seen Raymond, Sir Raymond now get his knighthood.
The
We
reason
needed to
why
hear the
they
whole thing.
the reason why they cut it short usually most of the time is when you're knighted in the field is usually very quick.
Real quick, real quick.
We just very quick and we need people most of the time, whatever. Let me knight you real quick. That's how a
But
bunch of
we
squires would get knighted at one time, real quick.
real quick. But we see Dunk having a flashback of Sir Arlen because Raymond is looking up at Lionel. And we see what would be a visual of Dunk looking up at Sir Arlen and he's shrugging his shoulders. So does that mean he wasn't knighted? Or does that mean he don't know the words? Or what are you looking at me for?
Up to your interpretation, how you ever want to take it. And
However
they're
you
going to
want to take
keep
it.
doing it. They're going to keep doing it for us to have the discussion. I'm going to keep saying, I'm going to be honest with y'all, it don't matter by this point because we in the ish now. So y'all can talk about this all you want to. Meanwhile, we got to get to it. It's time to get to it. And just like, and you know, I also took it as another meeting. So, all is struggling like that over him. It could have been after the knighting, and he goes, "You happy now?"
Right. What else? What more do you want? We done.
And also, it could be look at the situation that you're in. This is what it means to be a knight, bro.
Mm-hmm. So,
This
okay,
is
you
what it
happy
is.
now? You happy now?
This is what it is. Hey,
Because Sir Arlen
hey,
looked like the type.
it was funny as heck.
It
Like
was.
it was, I was a little on the fence of how they're treating Sir Arlen because in the book you get more definitive of who Sir Arlen was, but they've been kind of playing with his character a little bit, make him a little more funny at times. That's cool. I like it. This was the funniest ish to me. In this moment, he just, I was like, bro, that's how I feel sometimes. You just, hey, bro, yeah, it is what it is.
Now, Lord Ashford says we cannot wait anymore, Dunk. Okay. Arian says you have 5. Dunk says 6 because Sir Lionel just knighted Raymond Fosselway. We shall fight Arion. And Arion said that is not
On 7,
permitted.
6 on 7,
6 on 7, that is not
not
permitted.
permitted. It's not.
Lord Ashford said, if you cannot find another knight, then you will be found guilty of your crimes.
Mm-hmm.
Dunk begs for a moment and calls out to the knights present.
Speech time.
Calls to the lords that they have served for many years, how Arlen was a good man and served many of them. He was taught honor to defend the innocent. Follow the example, as your sons will follow yours. Who will stand and fight with me?
Here come the
Now
music swell.
The brute of Bracken stands up, and we have a little bit of hope until he farts.
Did you like that part?
I did.
Okay.
I did. Not for the guy who was downwind, but I did.
Okay.
I did because it was the up and down you need in a moment like this. You have to have an up and down, up and down. So, okay, we got a night. He ain't even dressed. You know what time it's going to take for him to get dressed?
Oh, they would have waited.
I know.
They would have waited. But the only reason why I was a little, I don't know. It was funny. It was like, oh.
Everyone
I definitely
laughed.
felt it. But, you know, they actually speak in this moment in the books. Like, he actually goes up to the Brutal Bracken.
Yep.
It was like, sir, everyone knows you. Know you to be a man of honor. You know in your heart that I've done the right thing. Please stand and fight with us. Will you fight with us today? And the Brutal Bracken responds, it's like, yes, Yes, boy, you know, I do understand what has happened, and I do understand that you probably have done the right thing, but yet I still know you not. It's not my business.
Right.
It's
Would you like to deliver Dunk's next two lines?
mm. I would not believe that honor has left all the noble houses of Westeros. Pause, run around. I don't know two nights among you. Then music swells. Mm. Doom, doom, boom,
No,
bah.
not just
Doom,
any music.
doom, doom, doom,
It
doom,
is the
doom.
Game of Thrones music. Very slowly, it starts
Mm.
to swell, and the
It's slightly
gates
different.
open. Slightly different, but the
I like it
gates
though.
open, and Baelor rides in.
I thought
His
they were gonna. At first, when of course I knew who it was, but first you were supposed to recognize that was Prince Valar because everybody think it's Prince
right,
Valar.
right,
So I thought they was gonna have somebody yell out, "Oh my God, it's Prince Valar!" It should have had somebody do that. They really should have had somebody yell like, "It's Prince Valar! It's Prince
right.
Valar!" They should have had that, and then
Yes.
take off the helmet. Ah, Baylor, oh, his break spear. Ah, then the music, dun
His
dun
brother
dun
Makar rides with
dun
him
dun
as he stands
dun
by
dun
Dunk,
dun
and he declares,
dun
what did he declare, Lord
dun
Snow?
dun 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 dun. I'm sorry, I'm having a moment.
I know you're having a moment.
I'm having a moment.
Dun, 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 dun,
That
dun,
they hit me. I was like,
dun,
oh,
dun,
y'all. I was home.
dun,
I
dun,
was off
dun,
work. I
dun.
was home. I stood up. I'm not gonna lie. I stood up off my couch. I said, ah! I stood up off my couch. Yes, even though I knew what was coming, I felt a yes. I'm singing the song. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, it had me. I was
What
gripped.
did what did Balar say
Mother,
after he
have you lost leaving your senses? Have you lost leaving your senses?
not only that, he takes the helmet off in looking like very GQ, okay?
I would take the duck inside. Dun, 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 dun. And everybody want to stand up now. I felt a little way about this, even though it was an epic moment. But really, y'all want to stand up now and start clapping?
Makar says, "Are you mad? This man has attacked my son."
Mm-hmm.
Balar said, "This man is protecting the innocent, as every true knight must. Let the gods decide if he is right or wrong." Now
Ah!
you,
Ah!
now the swelling of the music, sir.
Even Duncan is looking like, oh my God, this is happening? Ah! And then, scene cuts. Scene
With the
cuts.
swelling of the Game of Thrones traditional music. Now, here's my question. This brings Balar being here makes a difference, of course. The hammer and the hammer and the anvil are not working together; they're working against each other. Okay.
This is bad.
The king's. This is after the shApp says you must love your brother. Now your brother's on the other side. Okay. Now the King's Guard are not meant to harm folks on the royal family. So the King's Guard ain't gonna touch him.
We're getting ahead because I think all this is going to be explained.
I'm just building it up for the people. The King's Guard ain't supposed to touch Balar, okay?
This
Ain't
is a
supposed to
problem.
touch him.
This is actually a problem.
Also, go ahead.
Even if it was Prince Valar would have showed up for real, it's still a problem. It's a problem that a prince of the realm is on the other side. Okay, this is a problem.
In his son's borrowed armor, and it's borrowed, y'all, because his son came to joust. He did not come with his armor. Balar came to just represent the king, chillax, have a little vacation in the south. That's it. But he has to borrow his son's armor to do this. So now it's kind of like the King's Guard can't touch him. Okay, who gonna touch him? Stefan really can't touch him because that's the hand of the king that's supposed to give me my lordship. who gonna touch him? It's only his brother and
Yes.
Arion that could touch him.
And Darren and
Daryl
Steph.
ain't touching nobody.
Yeah, he gonna fall down. Stephen
Right.
possibly could as well, but we see how this is shaping up. Well, now Jaguar, you're right, but the problem is two big differences. That was a
Oh,
civil war, so
right.
sides have been drawn here. Right now, this is peacetime. Their job is clear and concise: protection of the warrior family. Now, your hand of the king is on the other side of the field. Yeah, this is the problem.
The
But
next king. Then
yeah,
not only that, the heir apparent, the
yeah,
next king to
this is
hit
the
that
problem.
throne.
Which I think they're going to get into. That's probably the first things we're going to get into when that episode starts. First
Yeah.
things they're going to got to talk about that because, yeah, I'm not going to say what's going to be said, but yeah, it
Right.
was
We gotta
strategically.
strategize because again,
Yeah,
are you gonna tell the king's guard that you can now go at the hand of the king? Is he gonna forget and forgive?
mhm,
If he survives this, are you gonna
mm,
still keep? I mean, what is that's the thing. What are the boundaries or no boundaries for the people who have stepped up for either side? Do you lose, your level of royalty? Do you because technically, if we go in there, technically anyone on Dunk's side is raising a hand to a Targaryen.
the only problem
Technically,
is in this sense because it's a trial of seven, they're allowed to.
right.
This is what mucks up the whole situation. Even Arian asking for a trial of seven. You put so many people at risk, you don't even understand what you just did. So he
Right.
really thought that Duncan was not going to find people to fight with him.
No.
He really thought that. But you really put his own house in mortal danger by doing this. Like we said before, Makar had no choice but to take her arms with his son.
With his sons, yeah.
Just for a matter of honor sake. He had no choice. He got to
But
take
then
her arm.
but then he is the youngest son. His kids are not going to be on the throne. But
Mhm.
here's I mean, this is the next king. This is also the hand of the king.
Which is why he wrote up and said, "Brother, are you mad?" Like
Have
this
you
is
lost your
your
senses?
senses. This is crazy. Because it is. This is crazy. This is
Right.
crap.
You put your life on the line for a hedge knight
This is crazy. Like,
against me?
yo, yeah.
Against with a man that has kidnapped my son and hit my other son? Have you lost your senses, brother?
And you probably thinking, bro, you should have hit Area more than you ever did anyway.
Right.
That's
He
something
he
too.
he wanted to say that, but he can't.
Yeah, because that's his brother's son.
And the scepter says we
We
must
must
love
love
our
our brother.
brothers.
But and we should have talked this earlier. When he said that line, I know a lot of people going to assume that maybe he was kind of talking against Makar or whatever. But y'all don't forget they got two other brothers. That's ahead of Makar in the line. They all don't get along. Like they're not.
Right.
Makar and Balar are not really close with the other two brothers at all. Really, for numerous of reasons. That's why Makar, if you see Balar anywhere, usually Makar is right with him at all times, wherever they go. You rarely see them apart at all. They're usually in lockstep with one another. It's just that in this case, they're on the opposite side. Ugh.
Simplistic Grace, you're talking about a lineup. Dunk's lineup. We had mentioned it before. Jaguar had put in Arian's lineup, but remember the two Humphreys. Okay, we talked about the two Humphreys. They're on Dunk's side. Remember, Sir Robin Riesling. Lionel is on his side. Now also Sir now the
Raymond.
freshly knighted Sir Robin.
Raymond Fossilway.
Raymond Fossaway.
And
So it's
Baylor
two
Breaks.
Harding fellas, the two Hardings, Mr. Riesling, Lionel, Dunk, Raymond, and now Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
That's Dunk 7. Okay?
Got some
That's
heavy
Dunk
hitters.
7.
He
Heavy
got some heavy
hitters.
hitters.
Because you know what it is too? Dunk got some old school players.
Yeah.
The old school players. Some of
Yeah.
these knights are real old school. Okay?
The only ones who would probably be the lowest on Duncan's list, I ain't gonna say too much I'm just saying, who will be assumed to be the lowest on the list is going to either be Raymond or Sir Humphrey Beesbury.
Right.
There, but Sir Humphrey Beesbury is a well-known, very good knight, well-known,
Hmm.
and we've actually seen Raymond fight in sparring. He's not a
Right.
slouch. Yeah, he got beat by his cousin, but he's not a slouch. Okay, because even
Right.
Duck was impressed by him. Like, oh wow, they really going at it. Ain't no joke. So yeah. Oh yeah, like I said, it was Sir Humphrey Hardings, and then Sir Humphrey Breezeberry. Sir Humphrey Breezeberry is the brother-in-law of Sir Humphrey Harding. He's married to his sister. That's the main reason why he's joining this fight for his brother-in-law, because his brother-in-law
Right.
is injured with a broken foot. So he's going to try. He's joining this seven to really defend him.
Right. So this is also on the other side. Though these are the three knights. This is Aryan side. These are the three. Thank you, Jaguar. Actual. These are the three Kingsguard fighting on Aryan side. Then there's Aryan, his father, his brother, and
Stefan.
Sir Stefan.
Sir
Lord Stefan, if he could get it.
Yeah, he ain't getting that. He ain't getting that.
Lord Stefan, if he can get it. Okay.
It's a good bargain, but badly struck. You struck it with the wrong Targaryen, bro. Just
Right.
saying.
And so the Hardings, they're the ones with like the diamond shaped, sigil on their
Mhm.
shield. That's who they are. It's only the one who had his leg broken that spoke. The other one didn't
Didn't
speak, but
speak.
he was standing on the
Yeah,
ground because he don't need to be on a horse.
yeah.
Could you imagine how Humphrey had to be put on that horse with that broken leg?
He's a man. He got up on the.
I was like, did we have a Tyrion flashback? Because he gonna need that strapping thing that he got for Bran, so he can sit on a horse. He had to be
he's a
strapped in.
he's a man. He got on there himself, broke leg and all.
Oh please!
He probably had a step. They probably gave him some steps. Hobbled up
I'm
the step a little
thinking,
bit, throw a
I'm
leg
thinking somebody
over.
put him on the back and just slung him over.
Nah, we ain't got all that. Actually, they don't have those do exist, but they don't have the contractions there at this Jousting tournament. So nah, they got some steps. He stepped up, hobbled up, swung a leg over, probably the broke leg, swung that over,
Yep.
and got situated. Good. He
Well, you
good.
got to put the
Roll us to the
first
horse.
leg, the unbroken leg, in the strap, and then swing that over. Okay.
Yeah. But he used steps. I guarantee you he used some steps. Because he ain't, yeah.
Yes,
He's a
if he lives,
man.
every woman is going to be on him like white on rice. Yes.
He's a man. He's a man. Okay. Different genre, different movie, but hey, it applies. I'm
So
not the
we have
same.
we have our seven. I will have a photo of Baylor for y'all next time. Did I get the pic link? I don't know, a picture link. I'm not sure what you're talking about, a picture link. I didn't get anything um emailed to me. I didn't get anything emailed to me. Um but I'll get somebody wanted to see. I could pull it up. It might lag a little bit because I've been doing a lot of Love is Blind. Let me see if I could put up
He's a
a
man.
Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Let me see if they will pull up a good picture. A good picture. Let me see if they will give me a good picture because we need Baylor.
I would have took
Yeah.
a still picture of the episode and then of that scene in the episode. Take a still picture of that on your phone and then upload it.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have had to have done that, but
Yeah.
this is one of my favorite photos of Baylor. Um Let me pull up, let me see, make sure
She said
it
she about
can
to send it to
pull
your
up.
IG. Jago said she's going to
Okay,
try and
I
send
can't access my IG on this.
it.
I can't access my IG on this thing.
Yes, simplistic
Um
grace. In normal cases, this is a trial to the death. But in the next episode, I believe Baylor is going to explain in detail what has to happen. But in most trial by combats, actually all trial by combats, it's a trial to the death. So either, well, actually any trial by combat, I can say this. In any trial by combat, there's only two things that can happen. Either the accusation is recanted. If it's not recanted, you have to fight to the death. So
This
that's
is
why
my
this whole
favorite photo.
situation is so dangerous.
Oh God. This is my favorite photo, but they acting up. This page is acting up. This is my favorite photo of Baylor.
Mhm.
Okay. This is who he is. This is the silver fox we've been talking about. Okay. See that little pin on his shoulder? Daggone it.
Oh,
They don't want me to be great.
simplicity. It's not good for anybody. So by them choosing to fight in this fight is a huge deal, especially on Dunk side. Because if you look on Arian's side, most of everyone except Stefan doesn't really have a choice. Makar has to fight to defend his son honor and the family honor to do the boot. Darren has to fight because he's one of the accusers, but he's going to fall down. Arian, of course, got assaulted, so he's an accuser. He got to fight because he's the one that wants his blood. And the three Kingsguard night, they were ordered to do so they ain't got no choice. So Stefan really the only one on that side that chose to fight for Arion. It's great. It's crazy. But yes, everyone's
It
life
is.
is at risk. Everyone's life. Jaguar, that is the question. And all that is, as always, who's fighting who? It depends on the lineup because in most of these, this is a free for all. This is a straight up fight. But it's going to start. It's the reason why they took down all of the as Elsa said, they took down all of the jousting fences. There ain't gonna be no fences. It's whoever goes at whoever in this fight. So you could be fighting one person for 1 second and fighting another person in another second if you kill them and they go down. Like this is a free for all.
These are the brothers looking at each other with the three Kingsguard in the background. Okay. And the
Mhm.
horses are wearing armor.
This is why horses wear armor, even in the joust. Usually they do this. So that's why it was so surprising that Sir Humphrey Beast's horse didn't have armor on at that time, and Arion just went for the horse. Like I said, it's not against the rules, but it's just bad form when you're in a joust because the joust is a competition. Even though accidents can happen, it's still a competition. You ain't supposed to go for the horse.
Right. Lionel is only
Yes,
there for fun. Right. He is. He's there to have a good time. He said, I knew you were trouble.
he's willing to
Why would
kill for
I?
fun though. That's that
Right.
that tell you about Lionel. He's willing to kill for fun.
He is saying, um, end people. Okay. We gotta.
Oh, sorry. Willing to end
The thing
for
is
fun.
that he's there to get the the King's Guards pretty little white outfits dirty. I mean,
Mhm.
that's what he there for. And who's to say if he ends a few of them, he may take their helmet or something as a trophy.
He does that.
Right.
He does that.
So I'm just saying. I'm just saying, think of all the people, who would you like to stay? And y'all, here's the other implication. As Jaguar said before, I don't know how many of y'all understand this, but this is when Fossaway House is Fossaway versus Fossaway.
Mhm.
Raymond and Stefan start the whole apple versus apple, green apple versus red apple. Stefan is side is the red apple.
Mhm.
And young Fossaway,
Raymond.
his is the green apple because he's new.
Mhm.
But it's Fossaway versus Fossaway after this. Now their houses are going to be battling constantly. They're going to have to take sides.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when we get there in this journey and in all of this in Game of Thrones and stuff, you will understand why the Fossaways were attacking each other eventually.
Mhm.
So again, When you see the green versus the red, that's what it means. The
And I was
battles.
going to bring this up. Also, I'm glad you just said. So I forgot. It was so funny how Stefan said. There's a reason why it was so hypocritical when he said, "Oh yeah, we was here before Targaryens. We're going to be here afterwards," and they're not. And we already know what happens to them because Stannis' wife is a Fosterway.
Yes. Yes.
And the last of the Fosterways died when Stannis ended up burning her brother at the stake. He was
Right.
being sacrificed. That episode with this is your brother, sister. They were the last of the Fosterways.
Last of the Fosterways. But yes, the funny thing is they are both still sworn to the House Tyrell, and we know House Tyrell is for growing stuff, the grain and feeding the realm. So it stands to reason Fosterways under the House Tyrell. And remember, Tyrell Lord was at the table in this council, when Dunk was standing there in front of Lord Ashford and the rest. Yeah, that's why we wanted to do this.
Yes.
Trey and I are just nerds. We just like talking about these things, but we knew that there were people out there, simplistic grace, that wouldn't necessarily put the pieces together. And we see people doing recaps and they're just recapping the show, but not bringing both the connections to Game of Thrones, the connections to the books, the connection to the Dance of the Dragons. They're not connecting all the pieces.
One world, one history is all connected. You see parallels back and forth for a reason. Like certain things that happened in the show, like certain things that was said. I say anything past season 5 and before, a little bit of season 6, but season 5 before, there are no wasted lines in the show. No wasted lines. It always is always either poignant to the morning or to the moment, or they're talking about something that had happened, and we're seeing the stuff in House of Dragons and in this Night of Seven Kingdoms. Both were talked about and mentioned in the Game of Thrones show multiple times. Their beginnings and their endings, so we already know it. We're just watching the journey. This is about the journey of it now.
So it's the how did we get here?
Yes, that's why these shows are important. We know the highlights. They told us the highlights of Duncan Egg's story, where it begins, where it ends. We know that it's part of history. They talk about it all throughout that show. Multiple people, Mr. Aemon talks about it. Sir Barristan talks about it. Joffrey talked about it when he was talking to Jaime. It's talked about. Brienne brings it up a little bit. It's talked about. But what's the journey in between? How do we get there?
Right.
That's what's important. That's why these shows. This is shaping up to be one of the. Woo, this is good.
It is good. It is definitely one of the foundational bricks that everything is being built upon. And it also shows, like who's not there. Do y'all notice who's not there? Who's not at this tournament? The North ain't there.
Yeah, there wouldn't be.
They're not a part of this foolishness.
Yeah, they don't do tourneys in the North. We don't do tourneys in the North.
No, we don't do that. It ends at like where the Tyrells were actually where the also the house, the Aarons and them, the Vale, they ain't there.
They don't do that. Not really. Their Aarons are interesting. They've always been interesting.
They have. We ain't gonna go into a diatribe.
I know. It's just the Aarons. They are from the Andals. They are descended. Well, half of them are descended from the Andals. The other half from the First Men as well. So they have an interesting. Yeah, this is a reason why the Aaron used the Vale gets along with the North a lot better than the other Southern houses. They kind of, yeah.
Also, Catherine Stark's people, they ain't there.
Tullys.
The Tullys ain't there. The River Lords are not there.
Well, they're not.
This is why
I asked to bring up we should have brought up a map.
I'll bring up a map. I'll get a map. I'll get a map for next time so y'all could see, and I'll have to get a sectional map too so we could see the north, south, and so forth, and we could actually zoom in on things
Cause you,
because y'all,
yeah,
I'm paying attention to
yeah.
who is not present.
And I challenge you on this. Why would it be? Because remember, this is only supposed to be a tournament for Lord Ashford's daughter, her name day. This is a
Right,
small time event. This ain't nothing. It became big when the Targaryens decided to show up and like, hey,
right,
who we got some honors. We get to honor the House Targaryen. That's cool. And then
right.
all this happened.
Hmm.
Now this has happened, and it's
And who,
gonna
if
have
you
reverberations throughout the Seven Kingdoms.
and if you weren't there, you missed it.
Di- Remember that in the seasons going forward. If you weren't there, you missed it. Because not pretend that this won't come back up. And you would think, even though this would have implications going forward, how much do you think people are actually going to know afterwards, though? The
Right.
details, that is. They're going to know the big. You know what? We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yes,
Because
people.
we'll see
It
why
will
I said that in a couple episodes. We'll see why I said that.
again. That's why we say that this hasn't happened for 100 years. People are going to remember it. People are going to do the telling. And what did Baylor tell us early on with Dunk? As the telling goes on, the
The
story
legend.
gets bigger.
Yeah. And it may not remember the actual details of what actually happened.
Yeah,
They may not remember who actually was there, who did what, did why.
right, right.
Mm.
But yes, simplistic grace. If you don't have the tie-in, if you don't have the people pulling this in for you and telling you how it matters for Game of Thrones and stuff, it can get you boggled down in the weeds if you don't know because the show is going really fast. If you can read it in a book, you can see, oh Harding, oh Robin, you have time to pause and look and see what's going on. But if you blink on the show, you might miss stuff. That's why we're doing this. But
And
Trey, thank you.
it's a different
Uh-huh.
type of show too. I gotta
It is.
say, this is a different show. This doesn't start out, or you won't get a lot of political intrigue like the regular Game of Thrones was. There
Right.
we dealt with a lot of the lords, high lords of the Seven Kingdoms most of the time, head of houses. This show is going to primarily deal with a lot of the small people and maybe smaller lords from time to time. And then you'll get a big lord or some big event might happen that they just stumble upon. Stumble
Stumble
upon.
upon.
And that happens a lot. God, they stumble upon a lot of crowd. Bless you.
Thank you. So
Hold on.
we
Seven bless yous. Seven, the
seven bless
daggone
you.
and the daggone andals. Seven bless yous, my lady.
The sevens are a pain in the behind. That's all I
I'm,
gotta say.
I'm telling you, I'm glad I brought that up because pay attention. It happened in GOT. It's happening in HOT if you think about it. And it's still,
Yes.
it
Yes.
happened in HOT. That
Yes.
council one-on-one, they didn't
Yes.
have too many people from the north show up.
Nope.
Not too many people.
Nope.
It was all the South. It's this Andal tradition. Only a man must rule. And this, who says so? Why does it have to be a firstborn son? What make having a PP makes you able to rule? Uh, these Andals, man, they cause all of
Right.
this. They
Right.
caused the children of the forest too. They said it because y'all coming in
Because
burning crap.
your boy Damon said I have no problem with her ruling.
Especially
No
Book Damon.
problem.
It's Show Damon. Ugh. But
Right.
what?
Right.
Yeah, Show Damon.
No problem.
Book Damon. That's my guy. Top five. Top five. Listen. Dunk speech might go. I might have to put that in top five speeches of like these type of shows and movies. It's going up there with Braveheart. It's going up there with Braveheart and Maximus Decimus Brutus.
Not Maximus Brutus.
It's going up there. It's going down for top 5. Yes, this is the most faithful adaptation. Like
Yes.
they're
Because we
doing it.
don't have to do all, and we don't have all that CGI. Not too much. We do have some, but we don't
So,
have all that CGI. Okay.
and
But
really,
definitely.
Jaguar, I'm gonna go in with you hard. I'm gonna go a little harder than Elsie would. I think the main reason why that is because these people are actually sticking to the source material more closely.
But they're fans too, like we are.
Yes.
They're not only fans, they are, traditional fans,
Yes.
traditionalists.
They want to see what was written brought on the screen, not have your own ego come in. You know what? I think I could tell a better story. I
Right. Or
don't
your
want
own
that.
interpretation.
Yeah, I don't want your story. I want this story that's in this book. And then I could discuss that story and what George meant by that. Because you can say what you want. George is a very deep person. If you pay attention to his writings and stuff,
Yes.
like he got an interesting mind by itself. I just wish he wrote faster. But he got an
Daggone it.
interest.
It's only
God,
one man.
I get it. But Dad, come on. Well, even he said himself, he has a problem with focusing. He's a gardener, not an architect. You know, I get it. But man, can he write
But
some telling
it
things?
screams to me a writer that waits for the characters to speak to him before he puts it on
True.
paper.
And that's what makes it
That's
so
all.
good.
Mhm.
Like he lets the characters and how they shape determine the story itself and how it goes. He may have an ending. Yeah, he is slow. He knows it. That's the crazy part. Now, by this point, I'm gonna say this. I personally think he has Winds of Winter done. I think it's done. He's working on Dream Spring, but he knows what this is causing people. So he's like, you know what? Hold off on putting it out right now. We're gonna let him sweat some more. Give him this, give him that. Mm, mm.
Right. Um, Thank you so much, Trey. Y'all know that 6 episodes of Love is Blind Ohio dropped. I already have 3 recaps posted. I have to do the other 3 before the night is over, okay? So I appreciate all of you for being here, okay? Yes, we do hope he does it before he goes on and is called to the good Lord.
Oh man.
But thank you so much, Trey, for being here. Always in your gear, always ready to connect the books to everyone. You want to have a few words for the people?
It is because we are true knights and ladies here. Okay? We are here and we are among thee. True to the word. We will always be faithful to you. Okay?
Y'all, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now that I have some free time in the schedule, make sure your notifications are on. This may, change to either Tuesday night or we may keep it on Wednesday night. Just keep your notifications on and keep checking back for us. And usually I'm on live at 5 p.m. EST. And we will, of course, guide you in any way we can so that you are not lost in the realm. Okay? Thank you all so much for being here. And like I always say, I'll see you on the next one.